In the farthest corner of room 6B, on the last bench by the window, sat a girl who never said a word. Her name was Lily. Her presence was quiet, almost ghost-like, as though she were a shadow moving through the day rather than a student. But if anyone had taken the time to really notice, they would have seen something extraordinary. Her eyes. They were not just eyes. They were windows. To what, nobody knew exactly. Pain, hope, fear, a story untold. She watched everything with intensity. Her classmates chattered through paper planes, whispered gossip, laughed and groaned during math class. And she just sat, watching, observing, remembering. Lily wasn't always like this. Once she had laughed too, run through meadows with her little brother, sung lullabies to her dog, and screamed during hide and seek. But one stormy night, everything changed. A car accident. Her parents didn't survive. She did. But her voice didn't. The doctors said it was psychological. A trauma so deep it silenced her. The words remained in her mind but refused to escape. Since then, she had moved into her aunt's house in a new town, started a new school, and learned to carry her silence like armor. Most students ignored her. A few mocked her. "Mute girl," they would whisper, some crueler ones miming her silence behind her back. Others just avoided her, uncertain how to engage. She never reacted. No complaints, no tears, not even a frown. Just that quiet gaze through the classroom window. Her teachers tried at first, but after a few months even they stopped pushing. They marked her present, gave her handwritten notes, and moved on. In a world that rewarded loud voices and sharp answers, Lily faded into the background, until the day Emily arrived. Emily was new in town too, fresh from the city with bright braids and an even brighter smile. On her very first day, she noticed Lily. "Why doesn't she talk?" Emily whispered to a classmate. "She's weird," someone snorted. "She's just silent." But Emily wasn't deterred. She sat beside Lily during lunch and smiled. Lily looked at her, slightly confused, then turned away. The next day, Emily brought a notepad. She scribbled, "Hi, I'm Emily." Lily stared at the note, then gently took the pen and replied, "Lily." That's how it began. A friendship without spoken words, but filled with laughter in the form of doodles, shared stories written on pages, and understanding glances across the hallway. Where others saw silence, Emily saw strength. Emily and Lily became inseparable. They sat together in class, shared lunch, and spent afternoons sketching stories on paper. Emily began learning basic sign language just to communicate better, and Lily taught her with patience and joy. While others saw Lily as different, Emily saw her as brilliant. She discovered Lily's sketchbook, filled with hauntingly beautiful drawings, scenes from dreams, fragments of memories, silent screams, and hopeful smiles. Every page spoke louder than words. One rainy afternoon, as they sat in the school library, Emily asked through signs, "What makes you sad the most?" Lily hesitated. Then she slowly drew a picture of two hands slipping apart in a car. Emily understood. She squeezed Lily's hand gently. As weeks passed, their bond inspired others. Students began looking at Lily differently. Teachers praised her drawings. Even the bullies grew quiet. But the real test came one day in the middle of October, when the school held a fire drill. Amid the alarms and chaos, everyone rushed out. But Lily, always observant, noticed something. A small pair of shoes still under a bathroom stall door. A child hadn't come out. She pointed, tried to shout, but her voice wouldn't come. Panic rushed in. She ran to a teacher, wildly gesturing, drawing in the dirt. A stall, a student. Smoke. Urgency. At first, the teacher looked confused, then concerned. She followed Lily. Inside the restroom, behind the last door, they found Sarah, a kindergartner, curled up, coughing. They carried her out just as the hallway began to fill with smoke. Lily had saved her life. The school was stunned. Parents flooded the principal's office with gratitude. News spread. And suddenly the quiet girl in the back of the class became a hero. In the next school assembly, the principal stood before the entire student body and invited Lily to the stage. She was hesitant, but Emily squeezed her hand and guided her forward. There, in front of hundreds, she stood, silent but strong. The principal said, "We often think heroes are those who speak the loudest, but sometimes the loudest voices come from those who cannot speak at all." Lily reminded us that silence doesn't mean absence. Her courage, her heart, her spirit spoke volumes. The room erupted in applause. For the first time, Lily smiled not with sadness but pride. She looked at Emily and then at the students. And in her heart, she spoke, "I am not broken. I am whole in ways words can't explain." From that day forward, Lily wasn't just the girl who didn't speak. She was the girl who made everyone listen. She began leading an art club, started communicating with more students through signs and writing. A small plaque was hung in the school corridor. "Let your heart speak. It is louder than you think." Lily's story became one student's whispered, not in mockery, but in awe. And though she never uttered a single word, the world finally heard her.